Hey guys, Smiley Guy here, and today we're going to be looking at the top 5 Disney Plus shows that you need to be watching. After launching November 2019, Disney Plus has exploded with content for people my age and older. Doesn't matter if you're looking for Star Wars, Marvel, or just a good cartoon, Disney Plus has it all. But to navigate through the 7,000 TV show episodes and more than 500 movies, I'm going to give you 5 great shows that you can dive into right now. Number 1, Loki. If the Marvel Universe and a crime drama could have a baby, this would be it. Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson team up from where we last left off, with Loki picking up the Tesseract and disappearing in Avengers Endgame. The idea of the show is pretty simple. Loki ends up in the TVA and has 2 choices: either be erased from existence or stop a greater threat. It's a fun show because as a fan, you get to see a lot more variations of Loki. The alligator is my favorite. Did you know that Miss Minutes is actually based off another famous character from a movie? I'll give you a hint. Mr. DNA. Look, if you like anything about the Marvel Universe, or especially Loki, then you're gonna love this TV show. Number 2, Gravity Falls. The show premiered June 2012, and while it only has 2 seasons, it had 40 episodes following the adventures of Dipper Pines and his twin sister Mabel. The two spend their summer with their grunkle stand in Gravity Falls, not a real town. Alan Hirsch voiced most of the characters in the show, such as Dipper, Seuss, Bill Cipher, and McGucket. I've been a long-time fan of the show because of its ability to continually tell great stories involving mystery, action, and comedy. Well, that and because of my boy Zeus.
Dude, this is awesome.
The writers did such a great job with the show that you never really knew what was going to happen. It's probably why it was Disney's #1 series telecast for multiple years. Finally, if you're in the middle watching the show now and you'd like a pro tip on cracking the codes quicker, take a listen to the whispers at the end of the theme song and play them backwards. You can thank me later. Number 3, WandaVision. WandaVision launched January 2021 and kicked off Phase 4 of the MCU. If you're confused what the phases are in the MCU, then I'll try and help. Phase 1 started with Iron Man and ended with the first Avengers movie. Phase 2 started with yet another Iron Man movie and ended with Ant-Man. Yes, Phase 2 also included Age of Ultron, and yes, Ant-Man was supposed to be in Phase 3, but Kevin Feige decided to include it with Phase 2 instead. Phase 3 started with Captain America Civil War, contained 2 more Avengers movies, including Avengers Endgame, and concluded with Spider-Man Far From Home. And now back to where we left off, Phase 4 in WandaVision. Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany reprised their roles as Wanda Maximoff and Vision from the film series in this fun salute to past sitcoms. By the way, tell me in the comments if you want Wanda and Vision to reunite in upcoming films, or if you're just a cold-hearted monster. WandaVision starts roughly 3 weeks after the events of Avengers Endgame. Wanda has created a fantastic world for herself in the suburban town Westview, New Jersey, which, spoiler, is the place that she and Vision bought land to build a new house and start a new life. The show takes its viewers on a fun trip down memory lane, as each new episode of the show gives us a new sitcom knockoff. If you're paying much attention, then you'll notice a lot of nods to shows like I Love Lucy, Growing Pains, and Modern Family, just to name a few. Something else I found interesting was all the Wizard of Oz references in the series. Let's count them up. There's a transition from black and white to color. There's the antagonist riding a bike like the Wicked Witch of the West. We see the antagonist's feet trapped under a house. We even see the title of The Wizard of Oz on the theater. There's so many more great characters and great things in the show, but we have to move on so I don't spoil the show. All this and so much more makes WandaVision one of the 5 that you've gotta see. Number 4, Monsters at Work. Monsters at Work launched July of this year, and so far has done a great job with tying together the old movie with the new TV show. The show is a fun look at the changing company after the water news scandal, with our favorite fussy characters learning to change with the times. Bottom line, if you enjoyed the original movie, then this is a show to check out. Monsters at Work shows us tons of characters from the first movie movie, and even shows us some from Monsters University. Mike and Sully are back, and we get to see tons of them, which is awesome. But the main character is a young monster named Tyler Tuskman, who after finishing college with plans of being a scarer, finds himself with a job offer to a job that no longer exists and is forced to take a different career path with Monsters Incorporated. That's where MIFT enters the picture. MIFT, the Monsters Incorporated facility team. When it's realized that Tyler isn't funny enough to be a laugh floor worker, he is sent downstairs to be part of this team. MIFT reminds me a lot of another TV show of people working together called The Office. You might have heard of it. It did okay. Without looking very hard, you can tell a lot of similarities between the Office characters and the MIFT crew. And it shouldn't be much of a surprise, seeing that the voice of Val Little is played by Mindy Kaling, also known as Kelly Kapoor, who not only acted on The Office, but also wrote for the show. So, the show is fun, but I've already noticed a couple of interesting things. One of the question mark characters for me at this point is Banana Bread. We as the viewers can't understand what he's saying. Now, the interesting thing I have recently realized is that no one calls him by his real name, which is okay because no one can understand him when he speaks. Except the characters can understand him, so why don't they call him by his real name? Another thing of interest happens in this scene when Tyler and Duncan are working together. Duncan nearly kills him with a laugh canister. This seems like an uninteresting moment in the show until you stop to realize that another character named Cutter talks a lot about the numerous MIFT employees that had died on the job. This happens again in another episode when a vending machine that Duncan worked on starts shooting cans at everybody. Is Duncan a clumsy worker or a secret villain? Comment down below. Number 5, the Mysterious Benedict Society. The show starts with a group of orphans taking a test to get a scholarship to the Boatwright Academy. It turns out the test is being run by Mr. Benedict, who is putting together a team of kids to save the world. Save from what? The emergency. But you'll have to watch the show to figure out what that is. 4 kids passed Mr. Benedict's test. Kate Weatherall, George Sticky Washington, Rainey Muldoon, and Constance Contraire. Of the 4, my favorite character is Rainey Muldoon. He's kind, brave, and a really good leader. After the team's been put together, Rainey and friends go undercover to defeat a mad scientist. Season 1 just ended, and from what I can tell, it stayed pretty close to the book. Except for Kate. I know she looked different in the book, so don't blow me up in the comments. While I didn't find a ton of Easter eggs in the show, I can say this. It was a fun show to watch with the whole family. It was a show that we all look forward to each week, and I can't wait for season 2. Thanks guys for watching. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below, and check the channel on and off for videos coming out soon.